A very good evening to one and all. I welcome you all to this newspaper analysis initiative. These are the articles that are important from today's newspaper. We will move on to the first one. The first article for the day is Centre's Tobacco Tax Rejig to take effect from February 1. See, there are key things that you have to focus on this article. The first one is the end of GST compensation cess. It was actually introduced in 2017 to compensate states for GST related revenue loss. And this was extended till 2026 due to COVID related revenue shortfall. Now they are phasing this out. The second one is the revised GST rates on tobacco. Now it is moving to 18% GST slab, and all other tobacco products are placed in 40%. Now BDs, those were earlier in 28%, now they are shifting to 18%. Then there is a revival of excise duty on cigarettes. Okay, the fourth one is the new valuation mechanism, where now the GST valuation to be based on retail sale price declared on the package, and this is to ensure there is no underreporting and tax evasion. And the other one you have to note is the Health Security National Security cess. Now, this provision of the Health Security National Security Act 2025 will also take effect from February 1. See, the key justification given are national security needs predictable non-lapsable funding. Next, general tax revenues face competing developmental demands. And now, purpose specific cess will ensure funds are given for that security preparedness, and this also helps in technology upgradation, equipment procurement. If you take the fiscal and federal dimensions, the reasons given are ending the compensation cess marks a return to normal GST federalism, and states had already been compensated through borrowing by the center. Now this tobacco taxation remains a union controlled health and sin tax lever. In the next article for the day, Arunachal welcomes first sunrise with dance of dawn. See, India's easternmost village, which is known as Dong, marked the first sunrise of 2026 with Alo Prabhat, Dance of the Dawn. It is a cultural performance which is rooted in the traditions of the Mayor and the Mishmi communities. So the next article is the ancient Marathi literature shows Savanas are not degraded forest. A recent study published in People and Nature challenges the view that Savanas in western Maharashtra are degraded forest, and they have used medieval Marathi literature, especially the literature evidence that was shown is the Adi Parva. Okay, and that described how cow herders settling near Baramati for grass and water from the Neera river, and the land was described as full of thorny trees and not dense forest. And they have taken this and told that Savanas are not degraded lands. See, look into this advertisement which says that manufacturers of Pan Masala, Health Security, National Security, and it is a cess Act 2025, and it is levied on machines or processes for Pan Masala manufacture. See, regarding this article, mandating student presence, erasing learning. See, this whole article talks about how from decades of classroom experience, it is evident that coercion does not generate scholarship, and preventing students from appearing for examinations because they did not meet attendance thresholds mistakes obedience for learning. That is the whole crux of the article, and they have taken the decision from the Delhi High Court, and it allowed the law students to sit for examinations without rigid attendance requirements, and this has unsettled the university administrators. Okay, and you can take key points from this. The first point you can take is a classroom that must compel attendance has already lost its intellectual appeal. Okay, and there are various education theorists are specified in this article. You can look into that. The next article is the water divide. See, the indoor water contamination incident exposes serious gaps in urban water governance. While access has expanded under national missions, water quality remains poorly monitored. Like aging infrastructure, weak enforcement, and reactive responses threaten the public health, especially the poor. And safe drinking water must be ensured at delivery points through strict monitoring and accountability. See, as per National Family Health Survey, 96% of Indian households use an improved source of drinking water. Despite schemes like Swachh Bharat Mission, Jal Jeevan Mission, waterborne diseases still continue. Okay, and unsafe water leads to diarrhea, jaundice, cholera, and other waterborne diseases. And India already faces high disease burden due to large population, air pollution related health stress, and adding to that is the unsafe water, which worsens health outcomes for the poor. So, what needs to be done? We have to focus on mandatory water quality testing at the consumer end. We need to immediately check off the chemical contamination, sewage leakage in supply lines, repair or replace old water infrastructure, and there should be a strict enforcement of water safety norms and environmental laws. The next article for the day: has housing become prohibitively expensive in Indian cities? This article argues that housing crisis is often misdiagnosed as a simple demand supply mismatch. However, the gap is explained by land prices, speculative gains, and developer profits, and it is all shaped by flawed urban land policies. The other reason cited is housing has been transformed from a social necessity into a financial asset. And Indian cities today display a paradox. Lakhs of vacant houses coexist with overcrowded slums. Land hoarding, speculative construction, and parked apartments cater to purchasing power rather than the human need itself. So, is there a way forward in this situation? There is no single solution. We need to have a clear direction, like anti speculation measures, like including taxation on vacant homes, inclusionary zoning, and bringing underutilized land into use. We have to take the Kerala's policy where they put higher taxes on unoccupied housing to discourage hoarding. However, such reforms require strong political will. We often say cities as profit engines, and this undermines their core purpose, that is, enabling the shared prosperity and the spatial justice. Now, can we improve the transport? Now, improving transport will work only if peripheral areas are fully developed with schools, healthcare, jobs, and social infrastructure. Otherwise, it will merely pushes the poor further away, increasing the commuting cost and fragmenting the social life. Now we can take the example from Singapore and Netherlands. They show that successful models integrate social housing within urban development itself. And this will ensure that people below median income levels remain part of the city's economic and social fabric. See, India's urban housing crisis is not primarily about scarcity, but about how cities are planned, land is governed, and housing is imagined. When housing is treated as a speculative asset rather than a social good, exclusion will become inevitable. The next article for the day: why does India need climate resilient agriculture? See, climate change is no longer a future risk for Indian agriculture, and it is a present reality. Like increasing weather unpredictability, frequent droughts and floods, declining soil health, and rising air pollution are directly affecting the farm productivity. So, what is climate resilient agriculture? Climate resilient agriculture refers to farming systems that maintain or improve productivity while adapting to climate stress and reducing environmental harm. See, it relies on biological inputs like biofertilizers, biopesticides, then soil microbiome analysis to improve soil health and nutrient use efficiency, and moving towards climate tolerant and genome edited crops that can withstand drought, heat, salinity, and pest. Now, why does India need climate resilient agriculture? 51% of net sown area is rain fed, yet it contributes nearly 40% of national food production. And rain fed regions are the most exposed to climate variability. And in India, small and marginal farmers dominate Indian agriculture, limiting the risk absorbing capacity. See, already we have taken a lot of initiatives, like ICAR launched the National Innovations in Climate Resilient Agriculture, and that has demonstrated climate resilient technologies. See, the practices include like system of rice intensification, direct seeding of rice, zero tillage wheat, climate tolerant crop varieties, in situ crop residue management. The other mission is National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. It is focused on rain-fed areas, emphasizing on integrated farming, soil health, water efficiency, and resource conservation. The other emerging policies are like Bio E3 policy, which identifies climate resilient agriculture as a priority area for biotechnology solutions. Now, for prelims, this Bio E3 policy becomes very important. See, this article argues that we need to have a national climate resilient agriculture roadmap, and it is necessary to align biotechnology, climate adaptation, agriculture, and digital policy. This will prioritize climate tolerant and genome edited crops, and also to strengthen quality standards, supply chains for bio inputs. See, regarding this Aravalli question, we have seen multiple articles, so I'm skipping this. See, from this article, DRDO will play key role in India's air defense. From this, you have to take this Sudarshan Chakra initiative. This is India's Iron Dome kind of a project. The next article which I was searching before is this one. Facing criticism, Lokpal scraps tender to buy 7 BMW cars. See, what actually happened is Lokpal has issued a tender for buying BMW cars, and it should be a M Sport models with long wheelbase in white color, especially for procurement. The on-road price of this car is estimated around rupees 5 crore. Why 7 cars means, for chairman and other members, they are giving this tender for buying 7 cars. However, after a lot of criticism, this tender has been scrapped, right? But you can quote this example in your mains answer. See, regarding this article, India-Pakistan exchange list of prisoners and nuclear installations. This is a 30-year long practice where they exchange the list of prisoners, and wherever the nuclear facilities and the nuclear installations are there, they actually exchange. Both India and Pakistan exchange the list, and this is in consonance with the agreement on prohibition of attacks against nuclear installations and facilities between Pakistan and India, which is signed on 1988. The next article is this 26 Indo water samples found contaminated. We saw an editorial regarding this. Okay, that is why they gave this whole article of water divide. You can cite this as an example in your mains answer. And regarding this 8 arrested for kidney transplant racket, this can be cited as an example for this transplant related act. Okay, regarding this commercial cylinder price up by rupees 111, and ATF, that is the aviation turbine fuel, has been cut by 7%. You can cite this while writing regarding the aviation related sector question, where this is done to ease the pressure on the airlines. This aviation turbine fuel, the price is cut by 7%. Following this Indigo chaos, and during that time it was alleged that aviation turbine fuel cost is too much. See, from this world page, what you can take is, the first one is the reunification of our motherland. This was told by the Chinese president. Okay, the motherland here they have told is Taiwan. That is one thing you have to note. Then here regarding US military strikes 5 more drug boats over 2 days, and there is tensions happening in this Caribbean Sea and US coast and Venezuelan coast. Look into that in your map. And regarding this Ukrainian drone strike in Kherson kills 24, look into this Kherson. This Kherson is actually now Russia is controlling this area, and Ukraine's drone strike has killed around 24 members. And the next one regarding Iran cost of living protest, and this protest was taken by the young people in that country, and the reason cited was cost of living is increasing. Okay, see, in UPSC prelims they asked this question like you can take like this. In this year, like in last year, that is 2025, if you take, a lot of Gen Z protests happened in various countries. So you have to have a list of all these countries where the Gen Z protests happened and the reasons for it. Now, if you take Iran, the reason is cost of living. Likewise, maintain a table. They may ask a simple match the following kind of a question in prelims. See, from this page you can take one word, majorly because of the rising flus in US, UK, Japan and Canada. And the variant that they say is subclade K. Okay, this is the name of the variant, which is subclade K. So these are the major articles that are from the newspaper today. But I also wanted to show you something else. As I have already told in the Telegram group regarding this website, um, you can use this where I have given you all the newspaper related articles in the notes format. Okay, you can use it. The other important thing what you can get from these articles are the static knowledge. For example, this article just talks about what is given, what are the changes, all the details will be given in this article. The other static knowledge is what is the Central Excise Act 1944, what is the Goods and Services Tax Act 2017. There is another thing known as WHO's Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, what it says. Okay, so all these details will be given, so you can have a holistic view. You can also get the static knowledge from any article that you are seeing in this. For example, the other article, why does India need climate resilient agriculture? Here if you take, what do you mean by climate change, what do you mean by soil microbiome? There was a word in this article, soil microbiome. So what do you mean by soil microbiome? Next, the National Food Security Act 2013. Now what is the green revolution? So all the static knowledge will be given in the side of the article itself, so you can make use of it. The other aspect that I wanted to show here is related to the notes section. Here you can see various magazines summary. For example, Down to Earth 1 to 15th of December, if you open, you will be seeing the list of chapters, and I have taken only those chapters which are necessary from our UPSC civil services, and I have taken only that. So for example, the urgent battle we can't ignore, this is talking about soil as a carbon sink, so all the details will be specified here itself. Now Roots of Peace, now what is this? It is a Mission Food, Fodder and Water initiative. The major reason for coming up with this mission is to solve the problem of human wildlife conflict. So all the details will be given here, you can go through this. And here I have also given some NCERT books. Actually I'm working on it, hopefully it will be ready by this week or by next week. Okay, but you can go through this is in live, you can check it in the website. I'll give the website link also below. So that's all for today. Thank you all for joining.